This is how a carburetor works. High velocity air over a draw tube pulling from the bowl sucks up the fuel into the airstream. This is the YouTube channel Workbench-Z. I'm Steve. I went looking for a gasket kit so I could rebuild the carburetor for my lawnmower. And I found a kit that had the spark plug, the air filter, and a replacement carburetor. And that's going to be a whole lot easier. So let's put this on and then I'll show you a few things about how carburetors work. Okay, first we gotta siphon off all the old gas. Yeah, it wasn't that much. Next, I got to take the covers off so I can get to the carburetor. And then take off the air cover, or the cover for the air filter. The air filter bracket is held on by just these 3 bolts. And then on the back side is the breather for the crankcase. Okay, so the kit includes this gasket. And as you can see, this one is in pretty rough shape. The hardest part is making sure that these springs go back where they came from. Put some newspaper down because you can never get everything out of the fuel line. So it's going to leak a little bit. And the carburetor is attached with just 2 bolts. Next, we have to remove the choke control. And then carefully Z-fold that off. And there's the old carburetor. Okay, so we take the old O-ring off. And they give us a new one. This is actually a fairly clever design. The new carburetor, or the carburetor and the mounting flange compress an O-ring. I really like that. So to put the new one on, we go in reverse order. We feed the governor through and then reconnect the choke arm. try to keep the springs from getting in the way. Okay. The spring goes here. The spring goes there. And then I'm going to put the other bolts in. There we go, one bolt on each side. Just get it started. Get the other side. And just nice and snug, but not brute force. Okay. Reconnect the fuel line on the new one. Next, we've got to put the gasket back on that goes between the air mount box and the carburetor. There's alignment pins on here. So there's a pin there, there, and there, and that'll hold it in. Excellent. The tube. I just line this up and put the screws back in that hold the air filter bracket onto the carburetor, and this one mounts it to the frame to keep it steady. That should do it. And we're done. Just got to put the air filter back on and the cover. Here's the air filter. There it is. Let's try that again. Okay. And then this cover. Is that the right size? Yep, that's it. Coax those to tuck it in there. There's the new carburetor installed. Fingers crossed. New carburetor, easier than rebuilding the old one. I'll put a link in the description for the one I found. And following this, let's take the old one apart and see what we can do with it. So as I was demonstrating earlier with the straw and the water in there, air goes through the carburetor and sucks fuel up the straw. And let's see if we can get you a good viewpoint on that. Right there. That's where the fuel gets sucked up and goes through the carburetor body. And in fact, that's probably the most likely thing to go wrong with your carburetor if it's been sitting for months with fuel in it. So you just got to take that off, clean out the holes, and clean out, let's see if you can see this one. There it is. Clean out that hole. The other bits, you've got a float that keeps some fuel in the bowl so that the siphon or the jet at the bottom of this can actually draw fuel up through the carburetor. The throttle plate controls the engine speed. The choke just forces the carburetor to suck extra fuel up to get started. It's a pretty simple device. If the O-ring leaks, you'll get more air and not enough fuel. If the float is stuck up, you won't have any fuel, and if it's stuck down, you'll overflow with fuel. Pretty simple, actually. I nearly forgot to record an outro for this one. I'm Steve from Workbench-Z, and I hope you found that lawnmower carburetors are not as difficult as you might think they are. Have a great day. Ooh. Wish me luck. Oh. Oh, hell no. Holding it.